per usual. That's wonderful because it's nice to know there are some things that don't change. No, I am not a communist or Stalinist.
He says he's not a communist now. That's a new one. He is definitely a Stalinist. Dana, you are a Stalinist. Don't lie. Uh, I've been following you for a while, and you are certainly a Marxist. And there is no difference in an existential situation whether it's the United States fighting World War II, which is actually a lot less of an existential situation than what Israel is facing right now. There was less a threat to the United States than Israel is facing with nuclear weapons coming from Iran. Now, as far as the apartheid state of South Africa, which is, by the way, it's still an apartheid state run by the ANC, which is committing genocide on the white population there and covering up the statistics and not allowing any information regarding the color of the skin of the person who was murdered, but it's pretty much out there at this point. Regardless, South Africa was actually a reliable regime. It was not unstable, the equivalent of, say, Iran or North Korea today. South Africa actually made a choice before they brought in the present government, which is now loyal to Cuba and such totalitarian regimes like North Korea and China and whoever else, Libya. But before that government came in, the white apartheid government got rid of their own nukes, knowing full well that they would probably be handing over that nuclear arsenal over to an unstable element, destroyed them themselves. Now, as far as Israel helping South Africa, it was not at the time considered what we think of it today. It was a state like any other. There are certainly many states that have problems that have nuclear arsenals. Now, I mentioned that Israel did have interactions with South Africa. They also had interactions with the Soviet Union and Stalin. Would you say you're not a Stalinist now? Well, we'll take you at your word. And there is a comparable. South Africa didn't commit genocide of 12 million people like Stalin did. And as for the Goldstone report and the prosecution of from the United Nations, the person that is implementing and administering the prosecution, Judge Goldstone, was a South African apartheid judge who hanged and lynched around 20 black people and was involved in the government. This same South African government, which is now the ANC and is now controlling Judge Goldstone and is committing genocide on its own population, and Goldstone is an apartheid judge that has joined up. A whole history of genocide. You could, if anything, from looking at the ANC government today, you could certainly make an argument that perhaps they were defending themselves against what is going on. I don't happen to have that opinion, but I could see someone easily having it. Now, as far as your involvement with Holocaust deniers, such as Nojiro and some of the other Klanmen that you hang out with, they they hide behind such things as statism, but yet I don't see you criticizing anyone else for having a democratic republic like Israel does. Borders are what keep checks and balances in a democracy together, and I don't understand how you can call something not a democracy when certainly everyone's voting. Now, certainly, South Africa was a state that just about every country in the world was doing business with, and they decided to be friendly to Israel, and Israel was in existential mode. They were surviving. So, America had many allies. Israel didn't. So, and Israel, so I don't think your statement is serious. I think it's biased. You have a history of being an anti-Semite here. I understand there's freedom of speech. You're welcome to continue to be an anti-Semite. But you're a fool because you're just hurting yourself. And the link between all the different myriads of nations that did business with South Africa, many of them didn't have the existential situation that Israel had, but yet, again, you call Israel. Um, but I shouldn't be shocked. I mean, you were one of those people that was quoting the Goldstone report during the Gaza war, and with the amount of corruption that's come out with that report, based on their um, actions and also their policies, and then the reputation of the people that were involved in it, I don't think you have very much to go on.